Alright guys, welcome back to Nifty Network. Today we have a 350Z here. It's a DE, and I'm going to show you how to take out your AC condenser and your radiator. We have our little drain bucket right here. So I'm going to put this up really high, and the reason I do that is because coolant splashes a lot easier than oil does. So we'll undo this Phillips head plastic fitting. Alright, so we got our Phillips head on there, and this is called your bleeder valve. Just so you know, spin that to the left like loosey, and then once it loosens up, you can pop it out. Let that drain. This should be good. And with this, you want to get it tight, but not too tight, because that is a rubber screw, basically, or a plastic screw at the end of the day. All right, so once this is all drained, if you need help bleeding your coolant now, I'll put the video here. Shane, when you edit it, I want you to there you go. That's how you're gonna bleed your coolant. Alright, now we got coolant drained. We'll set this to the side. And then we'll come over here. So basically there's a 10 mil right here that holds the coolant reservoir in. We just did that. And then there's a hose that comes over to the top of the radiator. That's the overflow line. And then I always like to get the line, basically keep this line higher than the bottle, because if it has any coolant in it, in the bottle, the line is down, then you're going to leak everywhere. So I just wrap it up like that, and then we'll drain this. Alright, then going down to the intake, I grabbed a 10 millimeter because we got one there, and then there's a 10 down here. So I'll start off by removing the harness and getting the MAF sensor out of there. So just press on the little clip, get that out of the way, and then I'll loosen this one, just for that clamp to come loose like that. And then there's one more 10 mil right here, and then you can kind of feel it. It's gonna be loose now. There's one more right here. So there we go, it's loose. Okay, so the front released nicely. I'll push the intake out of the way and then pull the air filter box out. You're always going to want to release the Freon out of the system, and that is done right here on the high pressure line. There's a black cap. So we're just going to loosen that up. And then I have this tool. So I have a little Coke bottle, and I drilled a hole in the top, and then I also did a relief hole. The reason you do that is because there's going to be pressure in this system, and if you don't have a relief hole, it's just going to turn into a balloon, and then you're going to have Freon flying everywhere. So I'll get this, and then I'll also get a rag to cover the relief hole with. So just get a rag, and just kind of, the relief hole is right there, and I'm just going to wrap this on top of that, so that when it's releasing the air, it doesn't spray everywhere. So this tool, there's an open and a close. This is actually reversed. So to close it, it's loosey, and then to tighten it, or to open it, it's righty. So in my opinion, that's backwards. So just always be careful. And then there's a little slide lock on this, so it slides up and down. So get it on there, slide up, and then make sure, I mean, don't bend this line, but make sure that that is on there, because you don't want that to blow off. And then we're just going to put that in the hole right there and set the bottle. I'll put it on the AC low pressure side right there, and it holds the bottle nicely. And then we're just going to open this slowly. And when you start hearing noise, I'll just let it kind of do its thing for a second, maybe open it up a tiny bit more. But you don't want this to get out of hand, because the AC system does have a lot of pressure in it. So, and this stuff's also really bad to breathe. So when it's doing that, just kind of give it its space, and I don't know, go get a drink of water. Rolling. All right, so see how there's like a little green mark on here? That would have sprayed all over your engine bay. So we'll get this off. It's done bleeding. We have the bleeder all the way open. We can now remove this. All right, so I'm going to undo the upper pipe on the radiator. we're just gonna pinch that, work it up forward. Be careful with these things too, because if your pliers slip off of this and your fingers are in the way, you're definitely gonna know, because these things snap really hard on you. It's normal for these clamps to get worn out too. So basically what's happening is the clamp isn't allowing me to squeeze it hard enough to get it over the hose easily, so we're sliding it. So we got that freed up. Now we're gonna do this side. See, that's how it's supposed to slide off. And then what I like to do to free these up is I'll just rotate this. So that side broke free. And I'm just gonna kind of give this some love. If it doesn't come off, we'll slide this off and then kind of pull a little harder on it. Okay, so now that that is free, we're gonna, and if it's that corroded to where it's locked on there, you can get channel locks and squeeze on this pipe. But when you do this, sometimes it can tear it. That thing is like really on there. Okay, so you see it break loose. Now we'll slide it off. Okay. And if you tear this, obviously you need to get a new pipe. Alright, so now we have all this open up here. There's two 10s that hold the fan shroud on. So we'll get a 10. Come to this side. And I've been saying fan shroud, it's fan assembly, if you want to be very technical. Alright, so now we see that the whole shroud is loose. We can also lift this up, but I'm going to show you why I'm not going to do that. Okay, so now we are under the car. You can disregard the sway bar being off. Normally that'll be right here. I guess it does give you a little more room. If you're having problems, you can remove your sway bar or drop it down. But we're gonna go up here. There's gonna be two plugs that hold the fan assembly on, or that power the fan assembly. So we're gonna undo that clip, and then there's a second one right here. And then there's going to be a little clip on there that we're gonna have to use our pry tool to pop off. So you pop that out of there, get that out of the way, and now we're gonna go over to the lower hose on our radiator. That guy is right here, and we did already drain our coolant, so don't be popping this hose off if you haven't drained your coolant. I am going to put this under. I'm gonna put my little cubby, or my little bucket under here, because it is going to leak a little bit. And there is no way that you are able to take the fan shroud out or fan assembly out unless you drain the coolant, because you either got to remove the top hose or you have to remove the bottom hose, because the hoses are around the fan assembly. So we'll break this loose, pull this off of here. Even though we bled it through this bleeder hose, or the bleeder port, you saw how much still came out of there. So whenever I bleed the coolant on something and I want every bit of it to go out, I'll actually pull this lower hose off, because you see how much more came out. Alright, so as that finishes draining, see, look how much came out of that. And we had already drained it with the bleeder valve. So everything is loose, and I found it easiest to remove the fan shroud from the bottom, because it just comes flying right out. If you take it out from the top, it binds up on the power steering pump, and it binds up on the upper neck of the radiator, and I just find it way easier. Even with the radiator, I find it easier to slide it in from the bottom and then do the top. And then there's going to be a 10 mil here that we're going to loosen up. And that basically just gives us a little more wiggle room. But in order to get to this pipe, we got to pull this guy off right here. So this is just a little clip there. And when these break, it's kind of a pain. I mean, you just watch that break, but we'll have to replace that. Clips are very cheap. We'll get this pulled out. I gotta move this bracket here to get that off. To get that off. All right, so that opened up a little room. You don't have to remove this, but I like to. It makes it easier. You might fight it a little more if you don't. Okay, so if you have this plastic piece here and your bumper's on, you will have to remove it. If you don't have this plastic piece, then you don't have to remove it. And then I'm going to grab my AC removal tool right here. And the way that these work is there's a spring inside of this flange. So what this green tool does is you basically slide it forward and it releases that spring. And then I'll just kind of give it little twists and pull away from it. And then that will slide out just like that. All right, so now that we have our intake out, we have our air box out, we have our coolant reservoir out, our fan shroud is also out, we have our lower hose and our upper hose disconnected. We can finally get the radiator out. So we're gonna grab a flathead and needle nose pliers, and then there's a cap right here that you're gonna have to remove on each side. And there is a 10mm holding the AC condenser to the radiator. So we'll loosen this up. There's one, and then there's two. Then we're gonna grab our needle nose pliers, and these, so it tells you, it says lock and unlock on it. This one's missing the bushing, but it's normally tighter than that. So we're gonna spin that way so that you see you see the, I don't even know what this would be technically called. Those teeth basically line up with the core support, and then you pull that straight out. Also, you might be changing yours because of this. So you can see that the post off of the top of his radiator is actually broken off. So this holder piece isn't even really doing anything. So we'll go to the other side and see if this side's broken too. And it is. So if yours look like that, that means your radiator's just constantly wiggling and jiggling around. And another way that I've noticed to make this easier to get the radiator out, because I'm sure you can tell that we're missing the AC compressor, we're missing the power steering pump, and the alternator. We did how-tos on that also. I'll remove the bracket for the coolant reservoir because sometimes it'll bind up on you getting the radiator out from the top. If you remove it from the bottom, it won't bind up on you. So we're just gonna pull this out. And I like to have as much room putting a radiator back in. Radiators are very fragile, so you want as much room as possible to get your new radiator in there. So I'll pull that bracket out of here. And one side is out, your radiator is completely free. But the way that they do this is the AC condenser actually slips in it. So you got to lean this forward, and then you're going to have to lift the AC condenser up and over those tabs. So once those are out on the bottom, then you're able to lift this straight up out of there. So this will kind of show you a little better. This is the front side of the radiator, and the AC condenser sits in these two tabs on the bottom, and then when we pulled those caps off from right here, that's where it attaches to on the radiator. We can finally get our AC condenser out of here. So earlier in the video, I showed you that I put the green fitting in here to release this one. Now we're doing the high pressure side, and we're using the red one. It might be different for yours. This is just the kit that I have. Mine's red. So we'll slide that down, disengage that spring that holds it, give it a little twisting motion. And there you go. Try not to bend this line. These kink really easily. And once you have that out, you're able to move the line out of the way without bending it. And then this just lifts straight up. And then there's going to be a sensor over here on the right or on the left. And I don't know why, but they always go in a spot where it's kind of tricky to get. So I'll get a pick and I'll just release that clip. And pull straight up. And once that clip is released, your AC condenser is free. And that's how you remove a AC condenser on a DE350Z.